Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So, thank you everyone for joining for morning Bhagavatam class. Thank you for your kind association. Very grateful to all. Thank you for the opportunity to serve all of you. I feel very humbled to be in association of all wonderful young devotees. At your age, I was doing something else, but you are very much involved in bhakti, which makes my heart very happy. That is, because that's what the Prabhupada mentioned in the purport today. So it's very apt for, kind of things that we discussed today. Okay. So, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskritya.
Narayanam Namaskritya.
Naram Chaiva Narottamam.
Naram Chaiva Narottamam.
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam.
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam.
Tato Jayam Mudiraye.
Tato Jayam Mudiraye. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of the Godhead, Narayana, and to Nar Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, and to Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, to Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nashta prayashu abhadreshu nityam bhagavad sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhakti bhavati naishti. By regular attendance in the classes on Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service to the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental song, established as an irrevocable fact. Om Jnanamirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. I was born in the darkest of ignorance. My spiritual master opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him.
Hare Krishna. So today we continue study of Srimad Bhagavatam, and we are studying from Canto 9, chapter 10. And this is a beautiful.
Prabhu, you want to present?
Yeah.
Yes.
I always have difficulty in doing this. So is it Bluetooth connection?
Mm-hmm.
Is it Bluetooth connection? Are you connected to?
Yes, so I'll show you. It's very simple. I'll disconnect this first.
So this way, right? And then
So you please click here. Then you click. There's an option called cast. Maybe you can add next. Bluetooth. More device. This is the first language.
Alright, so we are going to study from Canto 9, Chapter 10. This is a very beautiful chapter. The whole chapter is amazing. Because when Parikshit Maharaj requests Sukadeva Goswami to speak about the Lord's pastimes, he has only 7 days. So obviously Sukadeva Goswami cannot go in details of talking about every pastime. So he speaks about Ramayana in just about 55 verses. So it's very beautiful, very quick. If you read it, then it's amazing. So we are going to read what happens after the Yuddha Kand. That's the topic. So let's begin with that. So let's make first do some disclaimer. So whatever that we are going to discuss today, dear devotees, is all from our Acharya's commentary, Srila Prabhupada's Prabhupada, and whatever lecture that I have heard. So anything that you would see in this discussion today, it is all because of their mercy. So may all glory go to them. And if there is any error, any mistake, it is solely mine, so kindly forgive me. And I request all of you to please pray for me so I speak the words which are enlightening our heart towards words which are Krishna Radha and Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So we will read the chapter 9, the pastimes of Lord, chapter 10, pastimes of Lord Ramachandra. So this is divided into multiple sections, and but today we are going to focus on section which talks about when the Lord Ramachandra comes back, and then and how his government is being run. So, and in that very specifically we are going to talk about the verse number 50. However, to understand the whole thing, we need to start from some story, right? We can't just start with some points. If we start from the story, then it helps us understand what we are going to discuss today. So it happens to be from verse number 29. So we are going to go from there. Okay. Alright. So in verse 29, it is about Vibhishan is performing the final rites because Ravana has been slain. So let's read the translation one after another. One person can take one translation.
Sukadeva Goswami said, Vibhishana, the pious brother of Ravana and devotee of Lord Ramachandra, received approval from Lord Ramachandra, the king of Koshana. Then he performed the prescribed funeral ceremonies for his family members to save them from the path of heaven.
Thank you. The next 2 verses is going to talk about after the funeral is over, Lord Ramachandra goes and meets Sita. She's been in Ashoka for such a long time, 365 days. But each day is like yuga long, so long. So let's read it. Yes.
Thereafter, Lord Ramachandra found Sita Devi sitting in a small cottage beneath the tree named Simshapa in the forest of Ashoka trees. She was lean and thin, being grieved because of separation from him.
Seeing his wife in that condition, Ramachandra was very compassionate. When Ramachandra came before her, she was exceedingly happy to see her beloved, and her lotus-like mouth showed her joy.
Thank you. After meeting that, now Ramachandra has to establish, because he promised Vibhishan, I'll make you a king of Lanka. So he's going to do that now.
After giving Vibhishana the power to rule the Rakshasa population of Lanka for the duration of 1 kalpa, Lord Ramachandra, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Bhagavan, placed Sita Devi on an airplane decorated with flowers and then brought on the plane himself. The period for his living in the forest having ended, the Lord returned to Ayodhya accompanied by Hanuman, Sugriv and his brother Lakshmana.
Thank you. Now what happens in Ayodhya? Lord Ramachandra came after 14 years in his life. So let's see the excitement of the devotees. So, yeah.
When Lord Ramchandra returned to his capital, Ayodhya, he was greeted on the road by princely order, who showered his body with beautiful, fragrant flowers, while great personalities like Lord Brahma and other demigods glorified the activities of the Lord in great jubilation.
Yeah. And Ramachandra lamented. Why is lamenting? He has come for joyful occasion. He is lamenting because he sees that how Bharat has done austerities in that. He was not aware. So he is lamenting because of that. So,
upon reaching Ayodhya, Lord Ramachandra heard that in his absence, his brother Bharata was eating barley cooked in the urine of a cow, covering his body with the bark of trees, wearing matted locks of hair, and lying on a mattress of Kusha. The most merciful Lord very much lamented this.
Now the reception is happening. So it's too small for you, or can you read?
When Lord Bharata understood that Lord Ramachandra was returning to the capital, Ayodhya, he immediately took upon his own head Lord Ramachandra's wooden shoes and came out from his camp at Nandigrama. Lord Bharata was accompanied by ministers, priests, and other respectable citizens, by professional musicians, by pleasing musical sounds, and by learned brahmanas, loudly chanting Vedic hymns. Following in the procession were chariots drawn by beautiful horses with harnesses of golden rope. These chariots were decorated by flags with golden embroidery and by other flags of various sizes and patterns. There were soldiers bedecked with golden armor, servants bearing betel nut, and many well-known and beautiful women. Many servants followed on foot, bearing an umbrella, with different grades of precious jewels and other paraphernalia befitting a royal reception. Accompanied in this way, Lord Bharata, his heart softened in ecstasy and his eyes full of tears, approached Lord Ramachandra and fell at his lotus feet with great ecstatic love.
Thank you. Now Lord Ramachandra embraces Bharat with his heard what is it.
After offering the wooden shoes before Lord Ramachandra, Lord Bharat stood with folded hands, his eyes full of tears, and Lord Ramachandra bathed Bharat with tears while embracing him with both arms for a long time. Accompanied by Mother Sita and Lakshman, Lord Ramachandra then offered his respectful obeisances unto the learned brahmanas and the elderly persons in the family, and all the citizens of Ayodhya offered their respectful obeisances unto the Lord.
The citizen of Ayodhya, upon seeing their king return after a long absence, offered him flower garden, clothed their upper clothes, and danced in a great jubilation.
You are carrying some of paraphernalia. Let us see what they are carrying.
O King, Lord Bharata carried Lord Ramachandra's wooden shoes. Sugriva and Vibhishan carried a whisk and an excellent fan. Hanuman carried a white umbrella. Shatrughna carried a bow and two quivers, and Sita Devi carried a water pot filled with water from holy places. Angada carried a sword, and Jamban, king of the Rakshasas, carried a golden shield.
Small stars. What are we seeing?
O King Parikshit, as the Lord sat on his airplane of flowers, with women offering him prayers and reciters chanting about his characteristics, he appeared like the moon with the stars and planets.
Thereafter, having been welcomed by his brother Bharata, Lord Ramachandra entered the city of Ayodhya in the midst of a festival. When he entered the palace, he offered obeisances to all the mothers, including Kaikeyi and other wives of Maharaja Dasaratha, and especially his own mother, Kausalya. He also offered obeisances to the spiritual preceptors such as Vasistha. Friends of his own age and younger friends worshipped him, and he returned their respectful obeisances, as did Lakshmana and Mother Sita. In this way, they all entered the palace.
So now they enter the palace, meeting the mothers.
Upon seeing their sons, the mothers of Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, and Shatrughna immediately arose, like unconscious bodies returning to consciousness. The mothers placed their sons on their laps and bathed them with tears, thus relieving themselves of the grief of long separation.
Now Vashishta is performing, Vashishta Rishi is performing the ceremony.
The family priest or spiritual master wishes and Lord Ramachandra cleanly shaved, freeing him from his matted locks of hair. Then, with the cooperation of the elderly members of the family, he performed the bathing ceremony, Abhishek, for Lord Ramchandra with the water of the four seas and with other substances, just as it was performed for King Vinu.
Thank you.
Lord Ramchandra, fully bathed and his head clean shaven, dressed himself very nicely and was decorated with the garland and ornaments. Thus, he shone brightly, surrounded by his brothers and wife, who were similarly dressed and ornamented.
So now we are, thank you very much. So we have seen what the storyline, right? Ramchandra has come back. Now he's already coronated. So what happens? Let's go now. So in this particular verse, Prabhupada defined these as the varnashram. Right? So let's recite these words and then we'll go into the discussion. Agrahitasanam bratra
Agrahitasanam bratra
Pranipatya prasaditah
Pranipatya prasaditah
Praja swadharma nirata
Praja swadharma nirata
Varnashram gunanvita
Varnashram gunanvita
Jugopapitrvadramo
Jugopapitrvadramo
Menire pitaram chatam
Menire pitaram chatam.
Can you have one more dissertation so save time for discussion? Is it okay?
One more recitation?
One from Mata, you know, like that.
Yeah, sure.
If you read everybody, then it will take.
It will take some time.
You want to
Yeah.
discuss?
Yeah, sure.
Just one recitation. Somebody can recite this. You want to go?
Agrahitasanam bratra
Agrahitasanam bratra
Pranipatya prasadita
Pranipatya prasadita
Prajaswadharma nirata
Prajaswadharma nirata
Varnashram gunanvita
Varnashram gunanvita
Jugopapitra
Jugopapitra vadramo
Menire pitaram chatam
Menire pitaram chatam.
Agrahir ashanam pratra
Agrahitasanam bratra
Pranipatya prasadita
Pranipatya prasadita
Praja swadharma niratra
Prajaswadharma nirata
Varnashram gunavita
Varnashram gunanvita
Jugopapitra vadramo
Jugopapitra vadramo
Menire pitaram chatam
Menire pitaram chatam.
Let's go word by word. Agrahit.
Agrahit.
Accepted.
Accepted.
Asanam.
Asanam.
The throne of the state.
The throne of the state.
Bharata.
Bharata.
By his brother Bharat.
By his brother.
Pranipatya.
Pranipatya.
After fully surrendering unto him.
After fully surrendering unto him.
Prasaditah.
Prasaditah.
Having been pleased.
Having been pleased.
Praja.
Praja.
And the citizens.
And the citizens.
Swadharma nirata.
Swadharma nirata.
Fully engaged in their respective occupational duties.
Fully engaged in their respective occupational duties.
Varnashram.
Varnashram.
According to the system of Varna and Ashram.
According to the system of Varna and Ashram.
Gunanvitaha.
Gunanvitaha.
All of them being qualified
in that process.
Jugopa.
Jugopa.
The Lord protected them.
The Lord protected them.
Pitravat.
Pitravat.
Exactly like a father.
Exactly like a father.
Rama.
Rama.
Lord Ramachandra.
Lord Ramachandra.
Menire.
Menire.
They consider.
They consider.
Pitaram.
Pitaram.
Exactly like a father.
Exactly like a father.
Cha.
Cha.
Also.
Also.
Tam.
Tam.
Him. Lord Ramachandra.
Him, Lord Ramachandra.
Yes, somebody who got great translation.
Being pleased with the full surrender and submission of Lord Bharata, Lord Ramachandra then accepted the throne of the state. He cared for the citizens exactly like a father, and the citizens, being fully engaged in their occupational duties of Varna and Ashrama, accepted him as their father.
So let me just long, so what I will read some part and then we'll discuss. So that way we save some time. So in the purpose Prabhupada writes, so all the translated purport that we are reading is by His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Shloka Prabhupada Ki
Jai.
The first paragraph, Prabhupada writes, people are very fond of the pattern of Rama Rajya. And even today, politicians sometimes form a party called Rama Rajya. But unfortunately, they have no obedience to Lord Ram. It is sometimes said that people want the kingdom of God without God. Such an aspiration, however, is never to be fulfilled. Good government can exist when the relationship between the citizens and the government is like that exemplified by Lord Ramchandra and his citizens. Lord Ramchandra ruled his kingdom exactly as a father takes care of his children, and the citizens being obliged to the good government of Lord Ramchandra accepted Lord as their father. So Prabhupada says that everybody wants Rama Rajya. You must have heard so many times. We want Ram Rajya. Means peaceful. No quarrel, no problems at all. Everybody looks for that. But they don't want Lord Ram in that. They just want peaceful environment and they just want to enjoy. That's what their mental thought process is. But Prabhupada, it is never possible to do that. But how to get to Ram Rajya? People talk so many things, Ram Rajya, but how to achieve that? Right? That's a question. So Surya Goswami gives an answer in the first canto. So let's see. He says, Save Pumsa Paro Dharmo Yato Bhakti Radoshaje Ahaitukya Apratihata Yayatmasu Prasidati. He says that everybody, whatever supreme occupation duty, everybody has to work, right? Once you get out of your college, then you have to work. Everybody is doing something. Somebody like JAGGANATH is doing kitchen service, he's cleaning, he's doing so many things, right? So Mata will come on the weekend and clean the whole temple. Somebody is working in the IT company, somebody is working, everybody is doing some work. But what is the supreme occupation duty of everyone, all human being, is to serve Lord, to serve the Lord Shri Krishna. So, to serve the Lord Krishna. And how it should be served? There are 2 points in there. One is unmotivated. Ahaituki. We should not have any hetu. Means something selfish. If I do this, I'll get that. Earlier I know myself, when I would, nobody trained us like that. When you are all getting motivated, which is so beautiful. Whenever you go to temple, we say, okay, we'll give, God will do this much and I will give 1 nariyal. One coconut $1, $51, whatever it is, we do like that, right? So that is the hetu. That is the reason why I am doing. I am coming to temple with a purpose. Especially, when there is an exam, the temple is filled with a lot of kids, They want to go to I am not sure And even after that, when the result is announced, they again go. I know I have not done anything, please pass me. So there is a hetu when we go to the Lord. But here it is mentioned, ahetu. There should not be any motivation, self-motivation. Motivation is only to serve the Lord, that is the motivation. And how it should be? Uninterrupted. Then it should go on continuously, no cessation. Right? Yeah, it should be continuous. Like what we do, we chant 16 rounds every day. Regardless of how our health is, how busy we are, we chant, right? Because that is the vow that we have taken in front of our Guru Dev and Srila Prabhupada. I am going to chant 16 rounds every day. So that is called uninterrupted. And that should continue forever. For some reason we can't, but still we have to do it. We have to catch up. Sometimes we have to catch up round, right? For whatever reason, like Rakyata is coming, we might get busy and we might end up doing catch up rounds. That might happen, but it is uninterrupted. Now, what happens because of this? When the Lord gets peace, because we are doing this uninterrupted service, the Lord really gets peace, and if you see in the 11th canto, there is a beautiful verse comes that also exemplifies Lord Ramchandra, in which he says that when Lord Ramchandra became king, all the demigods, Lord Brahma, Shiva, everybody were coming and giving that helmet at the lotus feet of Lord Ramchandra. Because now he is the king. But Lord Ramchandra was more happy and pleased with monkeys and Hanumanjis. Why? Because they fully surrendered to him. And they were serving Lord Ramchandra without anything expected, no expectation at all. So when we completely surrender to the Supreme Person, and when we don't have any expectation, whichever way Krishna keeps us, if you see in Shikshastra verse number 8, what he says, whichever way you, Krishna, you keep me, you throw me out, you don't respect me, I don't care, I am still at your lotus feet. That kind of attachment should be there with Lord. Then we get Krishna. We should have that intensity in our expectation from Krishna. I want you, Krishna, regardless of what happens. Unless we intensify, if our intensity is low, we will not get that. It's like, magnifying glass. If you have put the paper or a dry leaf in the sun, nothing happens. But if you use magnifying glass, it will get burned. So we need to have that intensity to achieve Krishna frame. You have to go through that, right? And then further, Prabhupada, going back that previous word that we just read, Sukdev Goswami mentioned another important point in that. In the next word, he says that all occupational engagements are certainly meant for ultimate liberation. Meaning, whatever we are doing, we don't have to become renounced. We don't have to become renounced. But whatever we are doing, we do that. Whatever that we earn out of that, we serve the Lordship with that. That is the expectation. Nothing else. Right? Ultimately, it is for liberation. It is going back to God. All the work that we do. It is not for anything. It is not for sense enjoyment. But as soon as we get bonus, we get some big salary, what happens? Or we buy something for ourselves. I want to give a treat. I want to go in a place and enjoy. I want to go on a vacation. And that's how. So it is self-centric, which is what is not correct, which is not conducive for our bhakti, which is not going to help us. And Prabhupada used to say that if you have attachment even for something eating and all that, Prabhupada said even for one rasgulla, if you have attachment, you will come back in this life. Just attachment for one rasgulla, you have to come back in this life. So we can't have any attachment. But because there is no education going on, the people are not trained. That's what Prabhupada mentioned in the purport later on, is that because the general populace is not trained, like this knowledge, because you are all in ashram, you have this understanding, you are reading the scriptures, you are hearing classes, you have the schedule in which you are living your whole life. So you know this. But what about those millions of young youths which are there outside in Canada? They don't know this. But how to live the life? They don't know that whatever they are doing, it is not for us. It is for serving the Lordship. And further, it is solidified that life desire should never be directed towards self-gratification. Very clear. It cannot be for that. Because if we are doing it, then we are going to become Godas. Not Goswami. Godas means serving the senses, the one who serves the senses. That's Godas. All our acharyas are Goswamis because senses serve them. They use the senses in the service of the Lordship. So that's what it is. So Prabhupada says this can be achieved through Varnashram. Meaning that, Prabhupada writes in the purport, he says that as indicated here by the words of Swadharma Virta, Varnashram Gunanvita, the people are very good citizens because they accepted the institution of Varna and Ashram, which arranges society in a Varna division of Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, and Ashram division of Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasa. Now somebody say, where does this come from? Varna Ashram, you are just concocting some word and telling us like that? No, it is mentioned, if you see, in the 11th canto, it is very clearly mentioned. So we can read the translation.
Sri Chamasa said, each of the four social orders headed by Brahmanas was born through different combinations of the modes of nature, from the face, arms, thighs, and feet of the Supreme Lord in his universal form. Thus, the four spiritual orders were also liberated.
So Krishna was saying, Aham Sarvasa Prabhu, Mata Sarva Pravarta. Everything comes from him only. Everything has come. So even Varna Ashram has come from Krishna. And in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna confirms that, right? That Chaturvani Maya system, Guna Karma Yoga. He is confirming this. That this division is created by me. So you follow your dharma. Because Arjuna wanted to give up Kshatriya dharma. He said, I will renounce. No, you have to fight. Your dharma is to protect you. Dharma is to fight on the battlefield. You cannot go back. If you go back, you will go to hell. Better fight and die. Suddenly you go heavenly planets. That's what Arjuna was educated with. So if Arjuna can get bewildered, I mean that was a way to teach us. Arjuna will never get bewildered. He is a pure devotee. But it's for all of us to learn from this character that we should also follow this Varna Ashram. But today, where have we seen this Varna Ashram in the society? It does not exist anywhere. Brahmana is supposed to be the head, right? Here we see Brahmana is supposed to be the head. You know, if you see in one of the Back to Godhead magazine, I found this very beautiful anatomy of the social body. That head is Brahmana. Hands are like Kshatriya because they have to protect. Like belly is like a Vaishya, which is like nourishes the whole body. And Shudra are like feet or legs. Now none of this Varna Ashram is not like somebody is lower and higher. Everybody is doing that duty. Everything is required. We need legs also. We need hands, we need head, everything is required. Right? So all are important aspects of body. But certain part is more important, like head, you know, to think, to give that. So today in the society, we don't have Brahmanas. And the most important for Srila Prabhupada establishing Krishna conscious movement is to bring Brahmanas back into the society so they can give a guidance. If you see earlier kings, they always had somebody to guide all the Brahmanas. They had rishis to guide them. Look at Lord Ramchandra. Vashishta Muni is there with him to guide him. Do like this. Lord Ramchandra, why is having a Vashishta Muni? He is a knower of everything, but still, just to teach us that everybody needs a guidance. So when this decline, the head of the society, which is Brahmana, decline and they don't exist, then the society doesn't know what to do. Doesn't know what to do. And this is a big problem today. If you see the leaders, they are also corrupt. Anywhere you go in the society, Prabhupada mentions that, you know, anywhere we go, the leaders have no knowledge of how to lead the people. We just read that how Ramchandra was like a father to the citizens. And citizens will fully respect Lord Ramchandra. Today, which leader is behaving like a father for the citizens? Nobody. They all are waiting to extract more money, you know, more fame. That's what they want to do, nothing more. Everybody is just doing that. They just want to exploit the people, the poor people who doesn't know. In fact, people are waiting to get a good leader. People go and vote, but if they don't know whom to vote for, how is that going to work? Like Bhaktimarg Swami will go and vote for somebody in this election, it just happened, right? And somebody who has been in a jail, he just comes out and he also votes. How can those two votes be equal? It cannot be. Somebody is voting under influence of ignorance, under Rajo and Tamo, and somebody voting under the mode of goodness. They are completely different, but still the weightage is same. So unless people are educated with this knowledge, the leaders are going to be the cheaters only. Because people think, you know, as a leader, because everybody wants a leader. People want somebody to look up to, so at least they can guide. Why? Because everything comes from Krishna, so everybody is thinking Krishna is the supreme, so I have somebody to look up to, I can look for him and he can guide. So everybody needs a leader. But because of decline of Brahmanas, no leaders are being born. If you go back into the, but even if we have the bad leaders, people think that at least he has got some good quality. Have you heard of this? Even if he is a very bad person, he says, no, but he is this much good. At least he is doing this. You know, that's what people are happy with. if you see in the 7th canto, the story of King Vena comes. King Vena was such a demoniac king, you know, and he was such a demoniac that he did not get liberation at all. He was not getting any mercy, unfortunately. He was so cruel. But because of him, what happened? All the rogues and criminals were very afraid. And all the crime stops at that time. So if this good thing happens, something good happen, right? But was it good? No, he stopped all the yajnas, he stopped all the sacrifices, you cannot do puja, you cannot. Kali is progressing, that will happen soon. We cannot chant in public. Today we are dancing and chanting, but years will come. But we just cannot. Put tilak and go out and do all this. Today it is all, we are fortunate to be born in this time. So that's what it is. So yeah, here it is, like, you know, he is so cruel. Now, if you go parallel to this, you know, there are, I was hearing in one class in which Maharaj was mentioned, which is Maharaj, that when he went to Thailand and UK and all that, you know, he was coming to India en route from Thailand. So he met some people there, and the people were very nice. And in Thailand still there is a monarchy, if you know that there is still a king. I mean, he's not a ruler, but he's a king. And he's like a, so people have very high respect for him because that person is very educated and he will give a lot of education, priority education for the people. They will put a lot of welfare schemes. So people are very happy with that he's taking care of us, right? So they will celebrate his birthday and all that in a very big way, very grand way. And if you speak anything about the king, which is not so pleasant, they will be unhappy. He said, "No, you cannot, you'll be in trouble." That is how they love that king. So that's a love. And in UK also, Maharaj was mentioning that when he was sending some postcard, he was putting stamp because there are a lot of postcards when he was in a hurry. So he put one stamp upside down, and then on UK, the queen is there on the stamp, right? So he put the stamp upside down. So one of the devotees saw, and he said that this won't go. He said, "Why not?" He said, "Because the queen is upside down. So postman will not even post it." So that's a respect which is given to the kings and queens at that time, even now. So think about this, if the leader is good, even if it is bad, there's got some good quality. The think about leader has got some good quality. How people will feel, wow. And somebody has got some amazing quality, then what to speak? It's like a Ramrajya. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, definitely, devotee will not send it. Correct, sir. So yes, so that was the problem, right? So everybody wants a ruler, but nobody wants the good king on the top. Now, Srila Prabhupada was in Chicago in 1975, and there was one thing going on at the time. He says, crime, why and what to do.
It's not displaying.
Oh, it's gone? It's losing connection? Alright. So maybe I can give, next time I can get HDMI cable.
We have HDMI cable.
Then there is no interruption. We are having this.
We can connect one more time.
Again, we will go setting and remove everything and do it?
Yes, remove it and then add it.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Okay, so when Srila Prabhupada was in Chicago in 1975, this was a poster. Crime, why and what to do. The police were confused. There was so much crime going on. And how much was crime? You will be astonished to see this. This is in the Back to Godhead magazine. I put the reference of it. So every 3 seconds one crime was going on. Every 3 seconds. And police were confused what to do. So they put up a big poster. Crime, why and what to do. Why crime is happening and what to do about it. Then one of the chief of the police officer or some media person from the chief police department, they came to Prabhupada to meet him. Okay, this is a problem. Prabhupada said, we can help you solve this problem. He was like, wow, this is great. Somebody is going to solve our problem. Here and there, what to do? They have no idea what to do. So he goes and he says, Prabhupada says that if human beings are not given the facility to learn about God and they remain on the level of cats and dogs, you cannot have peace in a society of cats and dogs. If you put dozen dogs in this room, what happened? We are here, so we are peaceful. You put dogs here, what happened? They all start barking and fighting with each other, isn't it?
Yes.
But that's what it is. So Prabhupada says, what is that? It connects to one verse of Gita Buddha. You have heard this one?
Bhaimaithunam cha samanetan pashubhi narana mohitesham adhiko vishesho dharma nishu pashubhi samana.
If you are not doing inquiry that who am I, why I am here, why I am suffering, then we are just like dogs. Because they do all these 4 things. What are they doing? They are also eating, meeting, sleeping, depending, mating. This is happening by them also. What's the difference between them and us? Prabhupada is saying that you are not training them. So majority of the society today, if you see, they all are doing this. So they are no different than animals. They are no different. That's why you see people get agitated very quickly. You know, they want to just fight in small things. Anyway, Kali has got that quality of quarrel and hypocrisy. So it will continue. But if you see the life of a devotee and the life of a materialistic person is very different. Very different, right? So that's what Prabhupada says, I can help you solve that. Then he further says that give us this facility. He said, give us this facility to chant the holy name of the God and distribute prasad. If this is done on mass scale, the entire society will become very pleasing. Prabhupada is giving solution on the fly when they're discussing it. There is a big interview. You can read this in this magazine, which is there online. And Prabhupada gives a 3-4 page interview, very beautiful, everything you should read. And this is that the thief and the murderer already know the law, yet they still commit violence, crime due to their unclean hearts. So our purpose is to cleanse the heart, then all the troubles of this material world will be solved. So people know that these rules, regulations are there. When we drive a car, we know that speed limit is 30, 40, but we just sometimes pass and then we get a ticket. Because cameras are said, no, nobody is there, but there is somebody watching. So if materialistic people can put camera and catch our defects, Krishna is there everywhere, right? He is present and seeing us from every places. So whatever we are doing, Krishna is there and seeing us. He is there in our heart as Paramatma. So Prabhupada gave this solution to them. And therefore, when we chant, what happens? Our heart gets clean. Steto Darpana Margam. That's what it is. When we chant, when we serve Vaishnavas, which all of you are doing such amazing, because you do the service, menial service here in the cleaning temple, you do kitchen service, Govinda, all these things you do, which is like serving Vaishnava, with all the Vaishnavas are coming here. And you keep the facility ready for them. You are chanting. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentioned that Jive Daya, Vaishnava Seva, Naam Sankirtan. If you do this stage, what happens? You will get Krishna.
Not now.
Huh? Lord Ram and Krishna, there is no difference. If you are feeling different, then we need to do a class again. We'll do that once again, sometime. Yeah. So that's what it is, right? So Prabhupada can do that. Prabhupada writes here in the Prabhupada, good citizen therefore cannot be enforced. The citizen must be trained. Good citizenship cannot be enforced. We cannot enforce. We cannot tell somebody to do this, right? Sometimes we feel that, okay, we want to make society good, but it has to be done at a mass scale. At individual level, we are doing, like, you all are, we are at an individual level. If you want to do it at a mass scale, then government has to pass, okay, we will be teaching this in the schools and all, but that doesn't happen, unfortunately. So Prabhupada actually set up this ISKCON, the Hare Krishna movement, what we call it as. His primary reason is to bring out these brahmanas. We cannot train millions of people, but if you bring few brahmanas in the society, what will happen? They will propagate this message further. And that's what you all are supposed to do. You all are here to become brahmanas and go and pass on this knowledge to others who are ignorant, who don't know. It doesn't matter how many lives you touch, but we have to touch lives of people so that we can uplift them. We have to bring them out of that consciousness which they are into, which is completely full of ignorance. They have no idea what to do because they are not asking this question: why I am here, why I am suffering. They are not asking this question. Right? So Prabhupada writes in the purport further that generally speaking, if the king or president is a Rajarshi, the relationship between the citizens and the chief executive will be clear, and there will be no possibility of disruption in the state because the number of thieves and rogues will decrease. Slowly we will go. Right? So, if you see all these things, this is all helpful. If we continue to do this or something that we are doing here, it only helps us in becoming wonderful citizen, and then we can spread subconscious movement like no other way. So we have to do that. Now, if you see, here is one word that I want to bring up here. Let me just say it. Yeah. See, this verse talks about that when we do bhajan, when we do bhakti, very nicely, what happens? All the demigods and their exalted qualities such as religion, knowledge and renunciation become manifested in the body of one who has developed unalloyed devotion of the Supreme Personality of God. Just think about it. The good quality we sing, where will it come from? Just because doing this bhajan, you will get this good quality. Just by chanting, just by serving Vaishnava, we get this good quality. That's when we see a difference between a devotee and a non-devotee. Immediately we can make out. Even if somebody is wearing a tilak, we can know that he is still kanishta, he is still at the level. We can find out that. We don't have to discriminate that, but we can make it right. And then we have compassion for that. When somebody is not so elevated, we have to have compassion. Right? When we have somebody who is higher, we have a respect. When we have some, like all of you, as a friend, we can be like that. That's how we should deal with the devotees. No ill effect like that, no Vaishnava Aparad should be done. But that's what it is. Sukadeva Goswami mentions here. So we don't have to go and search for good qualities. Just doing our regular bhajan very nicely, all this quality will manifest automatically in our hearts. Automatically. We don't have to wait for it to come. This is the beauty of doing bhakti. Right? Because because of this, what will happen when you all go and become brahmanas and train others? What happens? Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, "Yajyata ajati seshta tattate tarodana." Whatever the great people do, the general people will
follow.
But we have to build a relationship with them, and then things will happen automatically. So, yeah, that's what it is, right? Yeah, that's what it is. Now, the question may come. We are out of time, or we can continue.
We can continue.
You will stop. I'm fine.
Whatever you feel like to do.
Okay, we'll just do a few points, then we'll stop. So, many times question may be asked, mind is, we are doing devotional service, but devotees still go outside gratification. What is the solution? Why it's happening? So how to overcome that? That question comes because even after doing so much of austerity, so much of chanting, so much of reading, so much of hearing, we still have a tendency to little bit, okay, just more and more. It's like that. It's so subtle. Sometimes we know not physical, but so mind we will enjoy. It's subtle, nobody knows, but we enjoy in our mind. Something like that. And we carry such a huge distraction all in 24/7 in all our pockets, which is very distracting. Somebody sent me a video yesterday. So if we carry Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam like a mobile, how wonderful the life is. Then we go out of home, we forget the phone. We go and bring the phone, right? But if you forget Bhagavad Gita, it's okay, I will somewhere else. It's okay, I will read it once I come back. But if we carry Bhagavad Gita like we carry our phone all the time, we hold all the distraction. His grace, Radhasham Prabhu, when he travels, he carries a small book and a diary in his pocket all the time. You will not see him spending in a minute wasting anywhere. He is like perfect example of the Karata. He will not spend 1 minute doing something nonsense. Not 1 minute. He is like that. So he always carries it. Whereas he is either writing something, he's reading something, making notes, points, and all that, preparing for the next setup that he is going into. So like that we have to be. We have to carry Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, whatever that we can. I used to have Bhagavatam mixers, but I carry small, then I can carry. It was too heavy. If I carry Canton, it's like carrying my big laptop. It's too heavy. So I bought this specially so I can carry personally. Because it helps me.
Yes.
I make notes here in the book itself, in the pencil. So that's how we can carry, make notes and all that, read it. And main thing is implement this learning that comes in the Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. So let's spend 5 minutes quickly on that. So mind is still engaged in devotees, how to overcome, because that's the challenge we always face. We talk about Ram Rajya, but Ram is still we have a central education. Right? So this all comes in Bhagavatam. Solutions are there in Bhagavatam. What are the problems we have? We can find solution in Bhagavatam. Either through a devotee's lesson, somebody's life is like that and they overcome, we learn from that. So he says that Shushucho Sraddha Dhanasya. So he says, by serving those devotees who are completely free from all vices, great service can be done. Meaning that when we serve the Vaishnavas, right, then it helps us clean our heart, right? And we can see by serving Vaishnavas, we get taste to hear, which is not easy to get. If you have to hear a lecture, so much distraction happens, right? If you sit for a lecture, how many of us are able to sit for the whole lecture, like 30 minutes or 45 minutes, 1 hour, and just do that for that whole lecture time and make notes? It's so difficult. It's so difficult. But if you serve the Vaishnava, the other solutions are given in Bhagavad. If you serve the Vaishnava, we'll get that taste to hear. And by Shravanam, what happened? Shruvatam Sakatha Krishna. We just said that, right? Punya Shravana Kirtana. Hridayasto Abhadrana. Vidurva, Vidhoda, cleaning. It will be clean, heart will be clean completely. And then what happened after that? Again, that's what we Nashta Prayeshu Nityam. Automatically this will come. So serving, we don't have to go there, how do I serve this? No, just try to the basic service that we are doing. That's it. We don't have to do anything else. The process is very simple. Krishna consciousness is not out of the normal life. It is a normal life. It is a normal life. People are living a normal life, so we think that's a normal, and because we are in minority, we think we are probably doing something wrong. No, this is a normal life. Waking up at 4 o'clock, doing chanting, doing all the morning sadhana, and then going for a work or a study. That's how the life should be. But it is different. Right? When we come to the temple in the morning, we see people are driving, and some are going home probably. We know where they were, probably, right? So, it is like that. That's not normal. Because in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, right, that for sages it is night, it is day for the materialistic people. For materialistic people it is day, it is night for sages. It's like that. So it is like that. So we have to do that. And then, what happens because of this? Further it goes. He says that as soon as, look at this, here is very important point here, devotees. This one I want to highlight this one. Sattva. This sattva is not the sattva of our world. This sattva is not sattva. So what happens because of this? We will be sitting in the Shuddha sattva, not the sattva. See, we can start our bhakti in a mode of goodness. We cannot do it in passion and ignorance, it's not possible. But in sattva you can do. But to achieve the ultimate, we have to be in the Shuddha sattva. So by doing this, we can achieve Shuddha sattva. So sattva, we should not confuse this with the normal sattva that we talk about, mode of goodness. It is the pure devotion that we can get. And because of that, what happened? Evam prasanna manaso bhagavad bhakti yogata
Bhagavad Tattva Vijnanam Mukta Sangasya Jayate.
We can do that. So this is what we should be doing. Just doing this service, what you are doing is so amazing. It really pleases me when I see all of you doing this. You know, when I came here first, I think it was February. Yeah, because we started coming early in the morning in February. Because January we still hunting for home, so we did not come much. When I saw so many youth, you know, we were discussing in Jeshira, oh, this is so beautiful, you know, so many youth come. Because I have not seen where I live, I have not seen so many youth coming in early morning, attending this program, doing whole program, sadhana like this. So that sight was very pleasing to us. You know, it was very pleasing. So now question may come, that we still have a tendency to enjoy. These all the solutions are there, but what happens is I still have tendency to enjoy. What to do? And Krishna gives a solution. He says in Uddhav Gita, let's go there. Krishna is very beautiful place. He says that even if that little enjoyment is there in your life, it's okay. But since you are coming to me, you are still dear to me. And I will take care of you. Krishna is giving these promises. What better result or thing we can expect from Krishna? How amazing. He's saying, having awakened faith in the narration of my glory is being discussed with all material activities, knowing that all sense entering leads to misery, but still being unable to renounce all sense enjoyment, my devotee should remain happy and worship me with great faith and conviction. Means what? If we sleep for some time, we have to have remorse, but not like that we give up that process. It should not be so much remorse that, oh my God, what did I do? I want to give up. No. We should learn from that. And by learning, we should become more aware about what I'm doing, what I'm thinking. Especially when we are alone. What I'm thinking, what I'm seeing. Nobody is there, what I'm reading. That's more important. When I'm chanting in the temple hall, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. When I'm alone, maybe Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Some message. Oh, you got that. Maharaj sent me, so I have to reply. No, it's not important. It's important, but we are chanting. If you have not seen what happened, we can tell Maharaj, I have not seen, right? And then Maharaj will not be unhappy. Yeah, you are doing your sadhana. But now we have seen, we feel guilt. I have not responded, and I am not chanting also. We are losing both the battles. So here is what it says, So we should always do this very nicely, and don't worry if something goes wrong sometimes. Krishna is still going to love all of you. He's mentioned he's giving this commitment, he's giving this solace to all of us. And don't worry, you are coming to me, you want to hear, you want to glorify me, which is very pleasing to me. I'm very happy with that. Like a mother, when a child makes a mistake, mother don't say just get out of home. No, it's okay, I'll scold you, but next time don't do it. Again the child comes and does it. I say, okay, next time please. And like the life goes on. Also it's like that. Krishna understands. You are in the material world. What you do? Right? So we stop with one last verse. Very important. I love that verse so much. So I'm going to talk about that. So so this is what I was talking about, right? Prabhu Kai Krishna, Vaishnava Seva, Nama Sankirtan. This is what is going to happen. So we have to keep doing this. You all are doing this. Just keep doing it with the intensity that you have. It is only going to help you elevate in your life, and you will become amazing Krishna conscious devotees who can spread this message wide and fast. Yeah? So, this is what it is. Yeah, I think I have to bring up copy paste error, so we have to read Hindi. Or, yeah. So he says, dedicate Prabhu. Yeah. So basically he says, Bhakti Pareshan Bho Virakti, Ranyatra Chaisa, Ek Eka Kala, Prapadya Manasya, Yatha Shantara, Susti Pusti Shilpayu Anubhasa. What he says that just by eating the prasad, just by eating the normal prasad, like how we eat food, by every morsel, the body gets what? Pusti, and Shuddhapaya. Means what? Three things happen. One, we enjoy the food, right? Now prasad will be there, so everybody will enjoy. Second, Hunger will go because we have been fasting, maybe Ekadashi, taking water at least. So that also goes on. Third, it nourishes the body. Are you feeling weak from the students?
Little bit.
Mind is working, right? Okay. So that's what happened. So similarly, when we do chanting, when we do service, we will also get devotional service. We will also develop love for Krishna. So to speak, and Shuddhapaya, three things will happen by every day. Now, to do that, what is one muscle for us in that case? It can be one lifetime sometimes, because the way we have lived, millions of lives we have lived, it could be just one lifetime, one muscle is one lifetime. And it could be many, maybe 10 years. We don't know, for everybody is different, right? Hunger is different. So think about this, if I give you food now and say, okay, Mani Prabhu, please take this. And he said, Prabhu, this is so amazing. Okay, I take the plate. I am not finished yet, I am not santusht. Please give me more. Right? So we need more. But by each and every morsel that you eat, what happens? You get nourished. Your hunger is getting destroyed. Same thing when you keep chanting, when you keep serving. Slowly, but surely, you will rise to the level where you will feel devotional. You will see an experience of Krishna in your life. You will see it. You will see Krishna is there with me. Sometimes we will be saved from some big calamity. All these things will happen. That's when we feel the presence of Krishna in our life. Okay? So what's the takeaway that from home? Lord Ramchandra has done so much sacrifice in this life, right? So we should do this, that we should leave our life as a sacrifice for the greater cause, which all of you are doing. Because you are sacrificing your youth. Because youth have so much to do. I want to go to this place, I want to go to this place, I want to go enjoy this, I want to go see CM Tower, I want to see the Toronto city, there are so many things. But you are all giving up and doing this, which is absolutely astonishing. So my prayers for all of you, so that you all become wonderful Vaishnavas and play this movement far and wide. Yeah? So with that, we'll pause. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Kalpataru Krishna.